Hi, my name is Steve Nemsick. I made the film Much Ado in Mostar, which is about young people in a divided city, Catholics on one side, Muslims on the other. And these young people come across, neighborhoods, dividing lines, cross into areas of the city they may never have been before, and perform Shakespeare. All summer they rehearse it and then perform it and take it on a tour of the Balkans, Montenegro, Croatia, and other cities within Bosnia-Herzegovina, not only to provide entertainment and show off their talents, but really to also send a message of peace and unity to this still divided and troubled area. Basically, this city, Mostar, where the film takes place in Bosnia-Herzegovina, was the site of hellacious fighting in the Bosnian War in the early 90s. In the Bosnian War, there were never battlefields where opposing armies met. It was more a matter of attacking civilian areas and sniper fire and laying siege to these areas. And sure enough, Mostar experienced that. Half of the city was under siege for quite a while in the war. And even though peace was brought about by the Dayton Accord in the mid-90s, the politicians there seemed to use fractions and fear as a way to maintain power. And though the country thrived interracially under communism, ever since the war there's been this division that has withstood the peace accord. It would be hard to see it in Mostar as a tourist, but you spend time there and realize people simply don't cross the river that runs through the middle of the city. There's different beer on each side of the river sold, different cigarettes. Until recently they had different police stations, different judiciary systems, different mayors. And when I was there the summer of 2009, they had a central government, but it hadn't been in effect in about 6 months because there was no money. The mayor hadn't even been in office. So it's a place with few resources at the moment, especially for young people. These kids in this play, many of them had never acted before, but they were just excited to do something. Plus, a lot of them grew up on the east side or west side and never crossed to the other side. They went to school on the west side, let's say, grade school, high school, maybe even going to university, strictly on the west side. And this play was the first time for many of these kids to interact with really children from the other side, Catholics and Muslims. And there's an even Serbian young man came from Montenegro. So it was great. It's incredibly challenging to get 40 young people together on a regular basis. And this project was led by a professor at Dartmouth College named Andrew Garrod and his nonprofit called Youth Bridge Global. And he got them there 6 days a week, record heat spell, for 5 weeks rehearsal and then a 1 week, maybe a 10-day tour. And the kids got along famously. These were very sharp, motivated young people, which was great for humanity, but terrible for a filmmaker because I need conflict in order to have resolution, in order to have a story. And these children, these young people did not provide conflict within each other, which was wonderful, but create an extra challenge for me to show that, hey, it's not as easy as they make it seem. And so I had to keep incorporating the threat of, let's say, even another war or just this daily business of fights, graffiti, racist graffiti, and just this clear-cut division within the city. It goes much more than just the river. And so I had to do that without interrupting the story, or what I call the drama of the drama, which is these 40 people with the leadership of the professor and a couple excellent people who are involved in theater in England, putting them together and getting this Shakespeare down. It was conducted in 2 languages, and it was performed in medieval castles and old libraries and all these amazing locations. They did a wonderful job, and they really did succeed in showing the world what they can do. As an outsider, I was very leery of going into this project and saying, hey, you have problems, why don't you just do this or that? Because there is no easy answer. But this film, Much Ado in Mostar, does say, hey, this works. Look at this right here. Here are young people making it work. So that's the main message I want to get out there, that we can't forget the past, but you know, someone's got to make the choice to move on. And it's probably going to be young people. If nothing else, their wounds aren't as deep as those of the people who preceded them. So it's Much Ado in Mostar. I made the film entirely by myself on a budget of, let's say, $15,000. And it plays Friday at the Davis Arts Center at 12:45 in the afternoon. And I believe after the show or sometime else during the festival, I'll be doing a Q&A as well. So I'd love to see you, and the website is mostarthemovie.com. I'm Steve Nemsick. Take care.